Hi, this is my account Missing Pear, and Andrew Gower stole my balls. Well, here's our first result of actual AFK training. Beautiful. We've gathered about a day. I took the day off. Well, I didn't take the day off playing. They released a Christmas event, so I've been doing that on my main. And now I will be able to figure out if I can do that on this account as well. Look, this guy is rocking some nice Christmas cosmetics, so I'll be able to investigate a little bit. So here's the start point. What you do is you talk to this guy, and once you start the giant snowman, it will begin to spawn snowballs all around Hopeport. As you can see, it's snowing. It's wonderful. So now that I've started, will they appear around? Now, why I'm thinking it is a bit of a question mark on whether I'll be able to do this is we've got some snowballs. When you pick up one, another one spawns somewhere else in a room where it's snowing. That's simple enough. Hi, Dametry. But I don't have every room, so like these north and south, I know they can spawn in there, but I don't have those rooms, and I don't have a lot of the rooms to the south where that's a good place for getting snowballs. So what I was thinking is there's a chance that I pick up snowballs, they spawn in a room that I can't get to, and if there's enough spaces in those rooms that I can't reach, I could be locked out. Now, I could be locked out immediately and not have access to any, but I think the chances of that happening are pretty low. I think I'll be able to get a few, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll gather until I get to the point where I just can't find any more and see how many cosmetics I can get. But my god, Hopeport is absolutely popping off. And that's the limit of my map, and I've got about 10. So beyond this point, the snow is replaced by the typical rain. That's no good for collecting snowballs. So let's get these back to the town square, because it's not only is it a fun event like the others, this one's actually a good training method for foraging. At least it scales well. And it even scales past level 200. Hey, well, this one's respawned. That's good. I'm actually getting quite a lot of respawns, even just with the limited map. So I'm hoping I can snag a few hats. Yeah, when we come in and deliver them, throw them into the pile. That's not bad, is it? That's, 93. Decent amount of money. If I had this a week ago, I probably wouldn't have suffered through the end few levels of the kelp, but it is what it is. I'm glad I have the kelp now. Yeah, I'm gonna I've got a month, so I'm not gonna rush through getting all of the snowballs, but I might go back to my normal task and just pick up one or two whenever I see them. I'm hoping that maybe logging out and logging back in might just reset the locations as well. We'll have to see. So I've just run back to the portal stone. I've only got one from that time, so the snowballs are respawning somewhere, but it's not somewhere that I can see. No, there's one at the top. I can't reach it. That's so sad. It's going to be stuck there forever. And now I believe I am locked out of snowballs. I managed to get 32, so not quite enough for a cosmetic. And I've double checked every room that I've got, and no more have spawned. There's only one, which is on the top of this town wall that we saw earlier. So all I can do now is see if logging out and logging in will reset them. So that's my last chance. Let's see it. And it's still there. That's a shame. I think that's it for me. That's all I can do on this event is collect that many snowballs. Unless something changes them or makes another one appear somewhere. I've collected all of them and they've all migrated to other rooms. That's sad. But that's the thing about playing this account. You get weird situations like this. It is what it is. Anyway, here's a little clip just to explain what I'm actually doing when I'm logged in most of the time. We're going for the scarlet wall plants. There's a nice little loop here along the street. We bank them in the town square, and then after I've collected a few hundred, I go and turn them into 40% health potions with some of the silver kelp that's banked. It's going quite well so far. I've almost caught up on the knowledge point deficit. I had to work my way back up to the latest one. I've got the latest one I can actually do, which is the anemones we logged in on. I'll catch up with this scrap metal one and then keep it updated. It's not too much of a problem now, but yeah. It's the Foraging alchemy grind loop, and it's quite nice. And so it is official. I am ball locked. My balls are locked up. I will no longer be able to participate by throwing snowballs at the big snowman. It's very disappointing, but it is what it is. So I'm back at the wall, cutting down what will soon be health potions. My plan going forward from here is I'm at 269. The best form of wall plant unlocks at 282. I figure I just do the scarlet ones until then, and then process all of those into potions and see where that leaves me at alchemy. Currently I'm caught up with my passives. I'm putting the KP into alchemy as well. It's the lower goal, but it's also the one I don't have a post 200 passive for yet. So I'll get my first one at 235. So I'm hoping by doing all of these potions, I'll get to 235 and then can kind of set that as my overnight one. Currently I'm overnighting with the snake lock anemone, which is quite good. We're going to have loads of those, more than I'll ever possibly need, because it's one half of a passive XP potion, and I guarantee the moment I get access to Hopeport XP potions, I will be maxed in Hopeport. So that's just the way I'm going to feel like it's going to be. They're going to come in far too late to be useful, so that's the plan going forward. We'll see how it pans out. I do eventually want to process all of my kelp into health potions, so I did run the numbers on where I'd be if I matched the number of kelp in the bank with scarlet wall plants. My forager would be up to 290, which is quite low. That's assuming that I'm still putting my KP into alchemy though. I expect to hit the alchemy target first, and then KP starts funneling back into forager, and I won't be too worried because I have a lot of rungs on the ladder, so it can go wall plant, into shell, into water lily, into goat horn, and then there's more passives along the way as well. So yeah, let's get on with it. And I've spent a little bit of extra time at the chests as promised, and I've managed to pull out the Big Eye Gurnard, exactly the piece I need to advance the Brannoff Inheritance quest. So let's go cook that up and make some more progress. I'm going to keep the potions but none of the other junk, so I'll just drop that. And Kevin, I'm allowed to buy a piece of stock because that's the only place it comes from, and we can go make a soup. Familiar home in the kitchen, so we'll boil up this Big Eye Gurnard. I think that's the card. Yeah, cool. And then we'll give this to Oswald, and we'll see if he can help us out. Feels good, deal's a deal. Connect to the fish. The fish is here. This is the fish symbol. I've seen it, so that's the clue. Can I now use my ink? I forget how to do this every time. Use this on that. Oswald's fish is on the map. Cool. That's 2 pieces now. The next parts are James Newtap, Lord Brannoff, and I can't get to any of those, so that's as much progress in the quest as we're going to get before rolling new rooms. And that is a fine looking snowman that I totally helped with a lot. But here I am, just below his arm. I've got you in this clip, not for the snowman, which I barely did anything on, but to show you the progress. We've got alchemy up to level 235, and by foraging all those wall plants we've got to 274 on that. The stack's taken a big dent, but look at that, 10,000 40% healing potions. That's going to last me a long time, and of course whenever I need more I'm going to just grab a few more wall plants and process some of my kelp. Now I've spent the KP to unlock the latest tier of Ebsworth work, chopping twist roots. That'll be nice to see. And I can kind of take it easy a bit on the alchemy now. I've got it to where I wanted it to go. So I can passive this at night and shift into the much larger forager grind. So what I've been doing is copper kelp while still collecting some of the crown shells on the loop around the beach. But I plan to get this to midday wall plants, hit up those, and then get back to the beach when we hit shells. But that's all to come in the next episode. So it's just turned 2026. I've been at this for over a year now. Where will the game head in the next year? Who knows? But I'll plan on whatever comes my way and just keep up the progress. Thank you for watching.